Now what I'm going to do is save this one with just those 3 names in it. I'm going to save it as a text file. And it's very important that we save it as a text file. I'll give it a name, I'll call it text, and I'm going to save it as a text file in the same place that we had the original database saved. So I save it. And it says, you're going to lose a lot of information. Yes, that's fine, I get rid of that. Now close it down. Now I've saved it as a text file. Again, I don't need to worry about that particular message. I've saved it as a text file so that I can open it up and repeat the process that I did at the very beginning, which is treat it as a text delimited file. So watch what I do. Go File, Open, and you can see this is the one I've just saved now, text.txt. Now if I open it up, it's going to give me exactly the same import wizard that I used last time. But of course, all we've got in here now is the names, because that was the only bit that I stripped out of the spreadsheet. And what I want to do is do delimited text. Go Next. Now, last time I chose comma because each element in my address was separated by a comma. But there's no commas in there, so ticking that doesn't do anything at all. What there is separating each of the words is a space. Mr. space Bob space Apple. So now, if I put a space in there as the delimiter, what it'll do is it'll make that my first column, and then I draw a wiggly line just to get around the names. That will be my second column, and that will be my third column. Let's see it work in action. Click on the space. Are you ready? Hooray! Now you see we've got all of our 3 parts of our names in separate columns, which is exactly what we wanted. Now that data is really, really manipulative, because what I can do is take it back into Excel and then start using it in there. So I click on Next, and then it says, right, lots of other information about formatting. I don't need to worry about that. I'm going to say Finish. And now look what's happened. Our 3 parts of that name have now separated into separate parts, or separate columns rather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight these and I'm going to put them back into our document. And this is when we really start using this functionality. So I highlight column A, B and C by pressing down on the mouse button and dragging myself across the 3 columns. I could go right up here if I wanted, but it's only those 3 that I want. Then I do Edit, Copy. Then I go back to my original spreadsheet. So let's go to Window, 3 Text. And what I do is I right mouse click and here go Insert Copied Cells. Now there is no other way to do this, unfortunately, because if you paste it otherwise, what it'll do is it'll try and put all of them together into one column, and then it'll all look horribly messy. So we're going to choose Insert Copied Cells, and look what it does. It now gives us column A, column B, column C. Now we've still got that information there in column D, but we don't need it now, so we can get rid of it. And to get rid of it, I'm going to go Edit, Delete. And that will get rid of that entire column. So now what we've done is we've taken a text file that had a load of names, a load of addresses, separated by spaces and by commas, and put them into a document that allows us to manipulate it. And what we're going to do now is format it a bit more and make it really, really useful. Now we're really cooking. We've got all the information that we had in that text file, we've put it into a spreadsheet, we've separated it all out, and we're ready to do all that kind of spreadsheet funky stuff that you can do once you've got it into a program like Excel or 123. What I want to do first of all is do a bit of formatting, get it organised, make it looking nice, and then we can start sorting it out into whatever particular order we want to do it. What I want to do first of all is put an extra row across the top here, just so that we can label the columns. This is what we like to do in Excel. We like to make sure we've got all of our data labelled nice and clearly so we know what we're dealing with. Now obviously we couldn't do that before because we were importing a file from somewhere else, but now we'll do it here. So what we'll do is put ourselves above this column. We'll click on that column number 1, or rather that row, I beg your pardon, and then I will go to Insert, Row. And what that does, it just inserts a nice little row there for us so that we can start labelling things up. And I'm going to go Name, Street, Town, City, or possibly country or whatever. Kent down here, Kent is a country all in its own right, of course, which is where I was brought up, so I feel it's a state in its own right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sorting these things into the right order. Now at the moment you'll notice that they are in alphabetical order according to the name or the surname. So it goes Apple, Dent, Deer, Payne, Poole and Tell, which is very well organised, but perhaps I might want to have it organised by their Christian name rather than by their surname. So what I'm going to do is simply click off and then go Data, Sort. No list was found. Of course I haven't highlighted it. That would probably help me if I highlighted all of that and then went Data, Sort. It's going to offer me a choice of how to sort it. Now look what it does. I could sort by column A, which is Mr. I could sort by column B, which is the Christian name, or I could sort by column C, which is the surname. Well, I want to sort by the Christian name, which is column B. So I click column B, and I want it in ascending order. So I want Al first, and I want William at the end. And then I want a header row at the top. If I click on that, what that'll do is it separates all of that stuff across the top and says, you're not part of this list, so I'm not going to bother sorting you. So I say OK, and almost imperceptibly what you'll find is that Bob Apple is still at the top and Al is still at the second one down. So that hasn't quite worked how I'd intended, but never mind. What I'll do is I'll go and sort the data again, sort it by column B. Let's try column C this time, see if that works. Header row, and we'll say OK. Oh, that worked a bit better. Anyway, you get the drift. You know how it works. You don't need me to tell you. Well, actually you do. That's probably why you're watching. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Well, I can tell you the email address. That'll probably help you if you've got some more problems. The email address, as always, is masterclass@sky.tvchannel.co.uk. For more information, check out our .tv website, which is www.tvchannel.co.uk, or scribble a note to .tv, PO Box 24121, London SW18 1WN. Well, Kay, I hope that's cleared things up for you. It's time for me to take note and tidy up my own files, so I'll see you next time on Masterclass. Until then, goodbye.
Ships with Everything is on after the break.